video on the channel. Today we are going to create a design template which is going to be very unique and different than the other designs we have created and you have might have seen on the internet. Let us get started with the design and start with first, which is to load data into the file. We are going to be using a sample data provided by the Power BI. As you can see on your screen, try a sample data set. We're going to load the data sample and from there we're going to start. As you can see, we have loaded the data into the file. So let us begin by creating the home page first, and afterwards we are going to create other pages which are going to be about visuals and detailed insight pages. Our home page will be a very simple and basic page that will just show a welcome screen with buttons to navigate to other pages. Let us start with the design shapes and color of the background. So let us start with the background first, going to the page selection and going to the format page, going to the canvas background and inserting the color that we want. If you like, I can share with you the colors and all of the screens and images we are going to use in the description below. Let me know in the comments. So after that, we're going to use a shape which will be like a transparent shape. Just want to cover a little bit of it and leave the spaces from every side. Just we are going to just cover the center of it and leave spaces from the side just so that it looks a bit better. We're going to give it a color as well and we'll reduce the transparency to 50%. uh, Unchecking the border, we don't need the borders. Just the shape as well, we're going to round corner with 15 pixels. Where are we going to reduce transparency a little bit more? 65% I think will be ideal. Okay, so now we're going to load some images to place in the background and some icons as well. Let's go and do that. Here's our first image that we have loaded. We're just going to place it here in the corner and resize this so that it is a bit large. I'm going to place it there. Yep, this look better. What we are going to do is just put this shape in the background by selecting the section panel so that it is behind that, it doesn't overlap it, our shape, middle shape. So let's add another image by selecting a image screen again. This one we're going to place it just right about, I think so, there. Then let's add some text to our visual. And increase the size of it to like 40% or 40 pixels. Call it calibrate and just you can add whatever you want. I will call it dashboard. Selecting Arial and let's increase the size a bit more. Let's say 54 about this. And going to the setting in journals and deselecting the effect We're going to recolor this to another color, to the text box. Yes, let's create another text box at the bottom screen. Place it here. Let's remove effects on it and increase the size of it as well to 24, I guess. And use the same color scheme. Um, let's call it it's Recite Welcome. Now let us load some few more icons and images. Let's load the other two images that we want to insert here. One is going to be for visual tab. This basically will serve as like a navigation tab icons, and we will go through with by clicking on them. We will add an action button to it as well, and we will go through different pages with this. So let's adjust it a bit and add our last one. I'm going to resize this as well, exactly like the so it's going to adjust the position as well. Get it a bit down so that it is perfectly aligned. I'm going to do a bit more adjustment, I guess, so it doesn't look aligned right now. Nope, still not okay. I think that is much better. I think we can move it a bit down as well so that it is equally balanced and equally spaced out with the other buttons. Yeah, I think that looks perfect. Just one more thing and adding a line as well on it. This is just like for it to look a just bit nicer. And what we are going to do is, as you can see, it is going over this one. So what we are going to do is go to the view section and select go to selection and add this image like on the layer order, put it behind it so that it goes behind that. It looks much better. So adding a few text boxes for these buttons so that we know what these buttons are for. Let's call it home. And then I think a little bit more, yep, 14 looks nicer. And background off. Let's get this color as well. Let's add the color to it as well. I think we can increase the size of it a little bit more. I think 16 might look better. I think so. It looks much better. Let's duplicate these and add it to the other two as well. Let's call it the visuals tab, visuals page, and this one I will call table view or table view. I think this looks no. This one list needs a bit of it adjustment, I guess. That it is centrally to the icon. I think so. This looks much nicer. So that is like our home screen for now. We're going to add links to it as well when we create new pages. Let's rename this page as well. Let's call it home page. So this completes our home page. Just a simple one, just the welcome screen and like that. And we will go now. We'll go to the next section and create our visuals page, and then tables view. The visuals page will be more dynamic, including some visuals as well, so that it provides some details about our data as well. So let's go there and begin. So let's begin the next phase of creating the visuals page. Let's start by creating a new page and setting the background. Reduce the transparency to 0. Now let's now create some shapes which we are going to use for some visuals, some slices and layers. It's going to be a very simple shapes. We're going to put some backgrounds as well on it. Let's give it just reduce the size to a bit smaller. Yep, I think so that might be perfect. Let's give it a background, a different one. Just off the border, no borders need to be applied. Just I think 15 pixel to round the corners. Let's duplicate the shape, and for the next one and another one, make sure they are equally balanced out, equally distant between them. I think this looks perfect. Now let's put some text. Let's increase the size to 16. I think Arial is what we used. Let's go and just copy the colors from here. Let's close out the background effect. I think I'm going to increase the size for it a bit, just a little bit more. 20, I think, looks perfect. Or 24, 24 looks perfect. Just gonna get another text box. Just change the size. Change the font to Arial and size to 14. I think 14 would be perfect. It's called visuals view. Let's increase this height for it, I guess. Yep. Let's, again, same with effect. Close the effect. Put this a little bit upish. Let's go it from the property section and let's do this a little bit higher. I think that looks perfect. And let's go to the again to the shapes. Now I think what we are going to do is just gonna do some add images to it. Just want to add this image. And I'm going to add another image at the bottom here. What we're going to do is going to duplicate this shape and put it like this, where we are going to put the icons in this case. It's gonna go like as that's look fine. I'm gonna duplicate this shape now and put like this, and we'll increase the width for it and reduce the size so that we're going to create the four exactly similar shapes to put our visuals in, or we're going to increase this one and put two smaller ones there. Can duplicate this. Let's reduce the size for it. Yep. And I'm going to duplicate this again and do it like this and this and duplicate it again. So the design or the shape design and pattern for it is your choice how you want to do it. You can have four equal sections for it to or similarly like this. Whatever you feel like you want to do with the design, you can do whatever you want. This is just the way I would like it, just to have a bit different looking design pattern. So let's next step is going to be putting some icons here. So let's put some icons. Let's reduce the size for it. That's perfect. Yes, this is perfect. Add another one. Our other.
So let's say, I think the central, I think so. Yes. Let's add the last image to the design, our home button, to finish this off. It looks fine. Yep, it looks fine. Let's add links to it. Going to the select the image and go to the action, and you can do is select the page navigation and give it to our destination, which is going to be the home page. Let's rename this page as well. That is it for it. Let's go back to the home page and add the link to this one as well, so that we have a navigation established. Let's call it, which is the visuals page. We can add the link to it, this page as well, but for the moment we won't be adding a link to for this as well. But let's test it out. Click on it. We will go back to the home page, and then click on this icon. This is the visuals page. Then we will take us to the visuals page. Now that our design template is ready, now let's begin with some visuals that we want to create for this.
Let's begin the process of adding the visuals to this design template. We are going to add the first visual, which is going to be about cluster bar chart. Let's add the hair in this pen, increase the size, and after that, as we're going to be adding the fields, let's add sales and gross sales. By in the y-axis, let's add the countries. So we have the countries. Now let's add some formatting to it. I'm going to change the colors for the bars, change it to this color, and the other one to this color, so that we have a schema that is we're going on, the blue and purple schema that we are going on, so that matches the whole outlook of it. let's rem- let's turn the background off. Let's change the font to Arial that I've been using in the whole sections as well. Just gonna get the color for this. Get the colors, change the colors to this that we are going through. Let's change the title. Call it sales versus gross sales country. Getting back to the visual panel, let's add a legend at the bottom center, and let's change it. We don't want the titles for the y and x axis, so let's turn them off. Let's let's change the color of this as well, so that it matches the whole outlook of it. We could increase the size a little bit for the y-axis values. 20%. Next, no, I think we do need the whole name for it, so let's go for the 23 version. And data labels. Do we want data labels? What about the inside ends? No, it won't be able to display because it's too small. Inside center? No. So only way that we can use it is outside end. But that doesn't look right, so let's turn it off. So it is it's fine. I think this visual looks fine. Let's change the naming of this. Let's change the naming of it and just call it sales, and this one gross sales. So let's now add another visual here that we are going to use donut chart, but we are not going to be using a very simple donut chart. We're going to be creating a custom visual that we can have an idea of it, just not a simple bar chart. You will understand what I mean. So let's build it out and we will talk from there. Just add it and select the field that we want to use. I think we're going to use this here in the legends and look for profit. Or maybe I think the first one I want to select is sale. We want to reduce this. I'm sorry, we want to increase this to like 90. There's a very thin circle, and what we are going to do another again is change title. Select the change the title and then change the color as well. And effect again, turning the background off so that it is transparent. The way we're going to change the colors, and we want to go again with the same theme that we are going through with the pink color and the blue color. And that's our label. We might leave it on. Let's change that legend again to this bottom center. Not maybe, or maybe top left. No, center right. We might turn this off for now, for the time being. So what am I going to do next is add another donut chart on top of it. Don't worry, you will have an idea what we want to do with this in a bit. It's just an idea of a new kind of like bar chart, custom chart, if you like. I'm gonna add the profit field in this time. It's gonna reduce the size again. There's the spaces of it, and let's turn this off so that you have an idea. What we want to do is just get this to the middle of it, the one that we created, so that it is like in the center of it. It's gonna be tricky, but let's go. Let's do this. Let's do it manually from the properties and positioning. I think this might be central right now. Just we can use the vertical to put it down just the 1 pixel, and I think that's perfect. So let's change the slices. Let's add some formatting to it. And if we turn the labels off, no, we do want to keep this so that we know the legend for it. We don't want labels. Let's get rid of the labels. And I think I don't want labels on the other one as well. Yep. So what I'm going to do is reduce the size of this is a little bit more so that it is a bit more central. Let's again readjust it. And turn the title off. Yeah, I knew it. As soon as we're going to turn the title off, it's going to do that. So let's reduce it. Yeah, much better. Let's add the title here and sales and profit. It's called sales and profit by year. Let's add a bit more legend. What we're gonna do is select the text to Arial as well, so that matches the whole schema for it. And we forgot to select the titles here as well. Let's go and again you select the font for it as well. Let's go and add the Arial to this one as well, so that it matches the whole schema for it. So this is a very something a unique ideas about it. I think what am I going to do is that I might just add the labels and try and see if the labels with the labels we can do just a little better. What about if we select the data value and for this one let's see if we can adjust this to data levels as well. Video inside one. I don't know. Hmm. What about this data label? So yeah, it might look just a little bit better. Let's select the colors again there. Same with this. So yeah, so by adding the data label, the reason why I add the data label so that we have a clear idea about the values here as well, so that we can see it as well. So on to our next visual, which is going to be ribbon chart. Let's select the ribbon chart and add it to our area that we want to be using. Yes, let's adjust the size for it so that it matches the whole. Let's select the field. In the x-axis, we're going to use in the month name, and for the y-axis, we want to compare the values of manufacturer price versus the sale price, right? So let's go to the form. Let's change the name to manufacturing price and sale price. And let's go to the formatting pan and adjust some visuals and color schemes. We're going to be using the blue color, and the darker blue color is this time, and the light pink one. And let's go and change the font to the Arial and color to 75, and the color. Title, we do not want the title for the x-axis, and shift the legend to the bottom center. Going to the general tab, let's add the title Let's select the font to Arial again. Color that way so it matches the whole outlook of our what we are going to. So we're going to call it again. Manufacturing price was the sale price a month, and again effect turning off the background. Let's add the x-axis value. Mm, it's maybe yep, because we want to be able to read the name for it. Legend text. Let's select it, the font to Arial and the color that is we're using. Reduce the size for it a bit because we do not want to be a very large font size. So that is a ribbon. As we can see in that there is no change for the month of January, the same way price up till May, and in the June it increases the difference, which means the prices between the unit price and sale price. You know what I realize right now? I selected the colors. So according to our legend, the blue should be 2014, but it doesn't matches that for the other one. So let me do adjust this. Uh, change the revert the colors back, and you can have the same way. Let's rotate this like 90 degrees, then 180 degrees will be the best one. Yeah. So that is better. So let's complete our visual section and add the last visual in this section in the right bottom corner. For this one, I'm going to be using a line chart which will show the comparison between the sales and profit and sales by product. So let's select the field that we want to using. Let's select profit, and we want to use the in y-axis sales, and in the secondary y-axis we're going to be using profit. Let's change this to in ascending order so that which we can see that which product was the most significant in based on profit and sales. So let's go to the format table and add some formatting to it. Let's select the colors for the line, which are going to be our let's select the colors for the lines, which are going to be exactly like how we are doing with the themes of it. And we're going to be labeling the markers and the data label. And let's go and just turn the background off, and let's assign table. Let's change these naming of these columns. Let's go to the title now. Change the font to Arial. Change the color that we are using throughout our theme. Let's adjust the visual as well so that it's online with the rest of our design. And let's go back to the visual, and I'm gonna putting the legend at the bottom center as we have done throughout our um, let's change the size for it and the font as well for the x-axis. Let's change the color. Don't need the title for it. Go to the y-axis. Again, don't need the title for it. We can reduce the value sizes, change the font and the color. so that it's much more visible. Let's go to the legend and change the font and the cover for it. Let's reduce the size. Going to the markers, it's going to increase the size for the markers so that it is more visible, and let's change the values for the data labels and fonts. Reduce the size and the color. Gonna increase the size maybe. Yeah, increasing the size is much better. I think it looks alright. Yeah, I think it looks perfect. So, last step is going to be adding the filters and some card visuals in both of these top corners, one or the top one. Uh, let's add uh, let's add an image. Go to the intersection image. Let's reduce the size from the journal, and we're going to be using 30 by 30. I think so. Yes, and paste it here. I'm gonna move it a little bit to the right and to the top. Just a little bit. Yes. Let's add the slices for it. Just gonna leave it like that and adjust the size once we have selected the field and selected the area to be dropped down. What I'm going to do is use the month's name for the first one. Select it to be, go to the drop down, readjust the size, and let's do some visuals and change it to, let's call it this month. Reduce the size as well. It's going to be the ninth, and font color again with the same with the values as well. Arial, reduce the size. You want to reduce the padding as well. Background, yeah, background is going to be this color. And I'm gonna go to the general effect background, no, transparent, and let's put it here for the moment. Reduce the size just a little bit more. Yep, I'm gonna duplicate this 2 times and add this here and on the central part. Let's see if they are equally distant or not. Let's adjust the positioning in the general tab. Go to properties, positioning. Let's match it with the vertical position with our other one. And 48, I think so, yep. So I think so it is quite, let's change the field now. And for this one I'm going to be using this country. Change it to country. Call it country. And for this one it is going to be segment. Let's change the field as well. Segment. Let's one more thing. Let's add the text box at this, just at the start. Just here. And let's write filters. We're going to select the colors of the text from here and copy the color. Go back to the text box. Select this, going to the property effects, background to be transparent. It's gonna increase the size, the font size for it, and maybe adjust it a little bit more. Arrow keys. I think so. That looks perfect. Okay, so let's now add the last two areas. Something. Um, I'm gonna copy this image here, place it approximately exactly the way that one is placed, 20, and gonna copy this text box as well. um, Adding the text. Maybe we're going to be adding a multi row card here, which as you can tell from the text box that it is going to be related to products. Let me adjust this a little bit. Go back to the multi-row card and add the air fields. We're gonna be using the product, and we're gonna be adding the unit sold, and be telling it that we don't need the category label, so we can just get rid of it. Color value, let's change the font to Arial 12, and gonna color this pink. And the card one as well, let's go and change the font to Arial, and 12 looks perfect. I'm gonna change this to this color as we have done it throughout. Let's go and make it transparent. Yep, as you can see, you can now scroll down with the rest of the products, and then it will get the details regarding which product sold how many units. And I think maybe just adding, let's add the last thing, which is going to be most probably about card visual, which getting the specific detail, the let me adjust the position because now I got come back to my point, but we are going to do here. Yep. We call this sales data. I'm going to add two card visuals at this area, this place, this area. Let's reduce the size for it. Yeah, like that, and we're going to add the field here of sale total sales. Let's add the formatting to it. I'm gonna reduce it to 14. Display unit going to be auto, and we're gonna be using the decimal places to be 1. I'm gonna change the color to pink as we have done, and now I'm gonna be using the category label. Instead, we're going to be adding the title here. It's going to be say sales. Change the font to less and font to Arial and the color that we have done. Um, no, maybe I think so. I'm gonna go with the category level instead, and let's do this to be Arial color. This size to be just 10, I think so. I'm gonna change the effect and the background to be transparent. Copy and paste it. Add another one, and this one I'm gonna change the field to profit, and let's just rename this. Will be called profit. Let's put total profit. This one to be total sales. It didn't change that. Let's rename it again. I think that looks perfect. So we have completed our visuals page, and the home page we did it previously. So we can switch between the pages and we can see that. So in the next video, we're going to be creating the tables view where most probably we'll be converting these visuals to table so that we have in-depth analysis and in-depth view of it. So look forward to the next video on the channel. If you like this video so far, please like and leave a subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Take care. Goodbye.